The biggest talking point of this week when it comes to cricket has been this: India and Bangladesh engaging in cricket warfare. It, of course, all kicked off and took a dramatic turn when KKR, the IPL franchise, was made to release its Bangladeshi player Mustafizur Rahman from their squad post the auction. Of course, the reason was safely assumed before BCCI secretary himself came out and gave the reason. But here's the question that I ask today. Is it fair to equate Bangladesh to Pakistan when it comes to sporting and, in this case, cricketing ties? Should we give them similar treatment? And with Bangladesh having approached the ICC regarding the T20 World Cup matches, what can the ICC do now? And will this affect the World Cup that is a little over a month away from today? Now look, any geopolitical rupture, big or small, is bound to leave an impact on other aspects, and sports becomes a powerful and a rather easy tool to exercise that. We've seen it with India and Pakistan last year. The Pahalgam attacks has put a dent on what anyway was a remainder of that relationship, carrying the wounds of history forward. And now the situation seems to be on boil between Bangladesh and India. The trigger is the unrest in Bangladesh and the violence against Hindu minorities only escalating, with fresh instances coming to light every few days. And that has sparked off the Mustafizur expulsion, which has led to a chain of events. KKR, of course, removing Rahman has angered the Bangladesh government as well as the BCB, the Bangladesh Cricket Board, who have refused to play their 4 group games in India for the T20 World Cup, requesting them to be held in Sri Lanka instead. And taking all of this a step further, they've also banned the broadcast of IPL in their own country. The latest is that the BCB president, in fact, has come out stating their position in what has become a rather volatile episode already.
We do not feel secure sending our team to India. We are not communicating with BCCI because this is an ICC event. Playing in the World Cup is one thing and security concern is another matter.
The situation is very grave, and before we look at ICC's options here and what their response could be, let's consider the context. India is already navigating a tough relationship with one of our neighbors, Pakistan. Now, this is not a relationship that has seen turbulent times only in recent years. There is history, decades of history of war, bloodshed, and emotional turmoil that has been passed down over generations. So there is precedents to cricketing ties going sour. But Bangladesh and India is a relatively fresh wound, a new chapter of distrust, a friction that stemmed across the border but seems to have now got wings thereafter. One thought is this, that Bangladesh is no Pakistan, and so the cricket ties cannot see a similar trajectory in this case.
Bangladesh is not Pakistan. Bangladesh has not been dispatching terrorists across the border. Our relationship with the two countries is also different. You cannot make a simple equation between the two.
But even so, the hard lines seem to have been drawn here, which now means the ball is firmly in ICC's court, particularly after the bilateral series between these two countries here, India and Bangladesh, involving the shorter formats, was pushed from the previous year, 2025, to later this year here, 2026. Now let's look at what the schedule for the T20 World Cup is like for Bangladesh while they are in India. They play 4 matches, 3 in Kolkata at the Eden Gardens. These are matches against Italy, West Indies and England. And there's one at the Wankhede in Mumbai. That is against Nepal. So what options do the ICC have? Before we get to that, of course, here's a few things to keep in mind when we discuss this. One, of course, no matter the decision taken, Bangladesh's matches being affected does not look good on the optics for India as a co-host for this World Cup. Either ways, a major dent would have been created in that India-Bangladesh cricket ties. 2, the seating capacities at both these venues. Kolkata is the bigger stadium. It houses nearly 70,000 spectators, whereas Wankhede is half of that. Around about 33,000 can sit there. Having said this, let me give you the options at hand here as we can see it. 1, the matches are moved out and there is no replacement games. That would mean a bit of a revenue hit. 2, matches are moved out, but India backfills. So the loss is not so much, but that's the thing. Replacing an India-England game the Bangladesh-England face-off. Replacing a game of that caliber would be very difficult with the scheduling already out and with certain matches already placed correctly. And then, of course, there is this direct swap between India-Sri Lanka. The matches here go there, and then, of course, that comes here, keeping India match inventory intact. So the cost incurred will only be in the logistical part of it and the planning of it all. No revenue loss as such. So ICC clearly has a tough one here tackling this. And whatever decision they do take, bottom line has to be this. It has to be a win-win for all parties involved. And that, as we've seen in the past, is always a hard one to crack.
The world doesn't fit in boxes, so why should your news? From battlefields to negotiation tables, from internet outrage to real-world injustice. The conversations everyone is having and the ones they're avoiding. It's the same show, but this new year, Firstpost America gets a new look. I'm Kerry Johnston, and this is Firstpost America.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.